if Tina Tina wasn't the most obnoxious goddamn person ever to be translated into a movie, because she is, and like they're trying to save her this whole thing. I'm like, let her go. She's an asshole.
Let her die.
Like, seriously, like, just throw her in the pit and be done with it. Like, all this shit for her.
Before Brandon even says it, because he loves to say it, there is an ensemble cast in this.
You son of a bitch!
I didn't even watch it, but we did talk about that.
Ensemble.
You guys tell me about Borderlands.
We have Cate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Jamie Lee Curtis. What more do you want? A good Borderlands movie. That's what I want.
Gershon as well.
All right. Let me say this first. Cate Blanchett looks like $1 million for being, I think, 55 years old. They miscast.
Too bad Lilith isn't.
Lilith is 22, I believe, in the game. That is such a huge miscast, in my opinion. Like, all right, so we're going for star effect. Kevin Hart is Roland. Kevin Hart was not Kevin Hart in this movie. He was nothing. He didn't. Kevin Hart has a certain set of talents that if you're putting a Kevin Hart in your movie, this is what you want out of that.
Oh no, it's Haunted Mansion again, Brandon.
He's just not funny. He don't do anything funny. He has one line, and it's in the damn trailer when he gets the girl gets pissed in her mouth.
I feel like they didn't let Kevin Hart be Kevin Hart, and this was the one movie that if he would have been Kevin Hart, it probably would have fit.
It's just the problem is he's not Roland. Roland is that character is just Kevin Hart was just a bad miscast. Jack Black is Claptrap. Get the original Claptrap voice. I get you guys had a falling out. You throw some money at that gentleman and say, "Come on back for a movie." A lot of things get forgiven. I hate when they do this. They do it with Mario, and I know Chris Pratt probably did a good job. I don't know. It was fine. But why wouldn't you get the original voice actors for that? The iconic voices, and put them in the damn movie.
Claptrap. His voice is iconic to this video game. Like,
yeah.
I might have been able to forgive some of the other poor casting decisions. Listen, I'm going to say it, and it might not be popular. I didn't like Jamie Lee Curtis cast.
Oh, see, okay, I agree there.
I didn't like it as Tannis.
She wasn't a good Tannis, but I actually liked her in this movie because I thought she actually played someone she's not used to playing. Like, I thought she tried to do something outside of her box. You know what I mean?
She did. She did try.
And I thought she did a good job. And honestly, how old is she now? She looks real.
62, I think.
She looks better now than she has in a long time.
Tannis is supposed to be like 35.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to give her props for getting in shape and stuff because she looked like such an old lady in the Halloween movies. And here she's still older, but she has definitely a better, healthier look to her. You know what I mean? So good for her. All right, so that what else we got? Tiny Tina actually didn't mind who they cast, Ariana Greenblatt, but I didn't like her. I'll talk about the writing. I didn't like what they did with her. So miscast. Whole thing was miscast. Like really bad. Like so bad that I don't know what the hell they were thinking. Let's make everyone 30 years older than the original cast. Like, and if you want to do like a franchise or something, this could turn into something bigger. You're really limiting what you can do when you cast these older people. Because even Cate Blanchett, God bless her, lives another 40 years. She ain't gonna be able to do this for that long. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna lose Lilith really quick.
Brandon is age shaming people over here.
No, I'm older than all of them. But it's like, why wouldn't you make a movie when you're adapting something from a video game that's iconic? Like Borderlands has a very specific crowd, very specific people like that. What it is, play to that group because that's who's coming to watch the goddamn movie. You know what I mean? But they've changed so much stuff. Like, and it's irritating. Now they nailed $120 million they put in this damn thing. They nailed the look. The look,
I agree.
Beautiful.
I agree.
Might be one of the best looking adaptions as it comes to adapting to what the source material. It's pretty good. It does a damn good job with making you feel like you're in Pandora and you're in Borderlands.
Yeah.
Better than Last of Us?
No, Last of Us nailed it completely. But it's close.
Fallout nailed it. I think all three of these do a really good job of building the universe that it's taking place in, right?
Yeah, and I want to give it a little more props because there's a lot. This is a lot more difficult than Last of Us and things like that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of CGI that has to go into making Pandora come to life, and it looked good. It didn't feel like a cartoon or anything. What do you think, Christy? To start it off.
I agree with everything you said about the miscasting. It was so distracting. I know we haven't dove into the writing yet, but these characters were not well written.
They were unlikable as shit.
They were not well written. There could have been so much good banter, especially with the Claptrap character. And I think they try with his character, but the problem is no one's giving him anything to kind of work off of. There's no like bouncing back and forth off of each other, and it's just like, I don't know, and lots of missed opportunities in the dialogue. And I'm gonna be honest, I kept falling asleep.
I know, you snored.
I'm not kidding.
There was a point where I heard her snore. Like, what, are you sleeping? This is like $50 and a pilgrimage to get to this place. You have to watch it.
20-minute drive, right? Anyway.
I also do not feel like I missed anything with my 5-minute naps. Like, it's just, they didn't develop the characters in a way that made you care about them.
Though they're all unlikable, except Kate Blanchett to a point. I kind of liked her, but they messed her up, and I'll tell you why in a second. But yeah, they're like Claptrap is annoying as shit in this movie. He says a few things, and I legitimately laugh pretty hard. But it's just like throwback we were just talking about. If you're nailing 10% of your lines, 10% of your lines are funny, and the rest are stupid, then it's annoying. It's not funny, you know. And that's the problem. He runs his mouth constantly. And some of it does catch you, and you're like, that's pretty funny. And the rest of it, you're like, please shut the frick up. Please shut up.
Ooh, he almost said it.
I almost did.
He almost said it.
Scott, what did we just review? And you were like, it was funny like the first 2 times, but then, you know, what did we just watch?
Overall, I popped the movie, but I said that about Wolverine and Deadpool because of the jokes about Fox and,
Right. That's what I felt Claptrap was. Like, the first few times it was funny, but then by the end of the movie I'm just like, dude, I am over you, just stop talking. Like, I am so done. And it's just lowbrow humor over and over and over again, and it's like, oh, I laughed the first time, but now I'm like kind of done with it.
The poop jokes, and you saw the one in the trailer where he's pooping out the bullets and stuff. They're just so cringy now. Like, poop jokes need to be really funny now because they're hey, Hollywood. They're considered very low brow now. All right, like very low hanging fruit. You got if you're using them, be creative as shit. And this wasn't. It wasn't funny.
So is it? Does it do the source? I mean, we keep saying source material. This is based off of a video game chain. Yeah. You say, and you keep saying writing. So is it stay close to the source material, like any of the games, or
the first one? It's trying to mimic the first game, which I didn't play a lot of. But from what I understand, from what I've played, it's like half. It takes some things and it goes with them, but a lot of them it's creating new stuff as it goes.
They needed to talk to the writers of the original game. That's what they needed to do. They needed to bring them in as
they have blueprints for these freaking games. Like, just do that. Do freaking that.
I know.
That's what Last of Us did.
Yeah, exactly. And it was very good. And like this whole movie felt like a crappy quest that you played during Borderlands. Not a good one, like one of the crappy ones. Go get this thing, take it somewhere.
There was no development whatsoever.
It was just like
no development.
There was no flow. It was like, here's what, all right, we got to do this. A little bit of narration. Now we got to do this. A little bit of narration. And it was just like, oh my God, this is like playing a really bad side quest. And it would have been fine maybe if the characters had any kind of chemistry. That's like the biggest problem with this whole thing is the chemistry between these characters was non-existent. Absolutely non-existent. Like, these people should never act with each other again. No offense. They just do not mesh well at all.
Wow. We're negative Nancy's today because we busted a lot.
I know.
There was also like a ton. Everything was so convenient. There was no like struggle to get anything like accomplished. even where you're seeing, oh man, this is going to be such a big hurdle. How are they going to get through this? Oh, it wasn't inconvenient.
Well, you saw this in the trailer, but like Borderlands is known for some of their big boss fights and stuff, and then like the one they just killed the big huge boss. You see it in the trailer, and like, well, just drive a truck through him, and that's it. We're done. And they just wasted opportunities like that of doing something a lot more clever or more like more love letter to the fan base type stuff. They didn't do any of that stuff with that. Like having the guns. Like Borderlands is all about the guns. It's a looter shooter basically at the end of the day. It's all about these cool guns and the things you can do with them. They didn't do anything with guns or anything. They showed Kate Blanchett's gun that one time and it looked cool, but they didn't like. There's no abilities or anything, and they just this whole segment of the game that it's very popular. Why people keep playing it, because it's a looter shooter and it brings you back because I want to get to the next set of loot. And they don't use that at all in the movie, which is a huge mistake in my opinion.
So what you're saying is you like this more than Fallout?
No, not even close.
But
I wanted
I'm glad
to.
you bring that up, Scott. Fallout shows this is what it comes down to. Fallout really gets the heart of the franchise, right?
And we said it was a love letter to the fans.
They're able to transfer the heart of that franchise from the game into a series that even people that have never played Fallout, have no introduction into this world, they were able to bring all of those people into it, fans and non-fans alike. Mm-hmm. Borderlands they didn't bottle that magic. They didn't grab the heart of that franchise. They didn't put it into the movie. There was very little to like about this film.
Sounds like really Gabe said, if you like the game, too bad, because that's not what we're doing.
Yeah, pretty much, because just the casting alone let me know that this was going to be a problem. This should have been a very fun.
We did this in trailers as well, Brandon.
Yes.
And you were very excited for it, and I was the one that said, I don't know if this looks that great. So
it looks fun.
You guys in a second will tell me who's right.
It should have been fun, and that's the problem.
It should have been.
Because if you take away all these things we're saying, if it was a fun movie, if the action scenes were really good, if there was clever action and good choreography with that, if some of the one-liners would have hit, if they gave us some kind of damn gunplay or something with abilities, if Tina wasn't the most obnoxious goddamn person ever to be translated into a movie, because she is, and like they're trying to save her this whole thing, I'm like, let her go, she's an asshole.
Let her die.
Like seriously, like just throw her in the pit and be done with it. Like all this shit for her. And she's annoying as shit. We were
rooting for the bad guy, okay? We were rooting for the bad guy.
And that's the other thing. The bad guy's awful. He absolutely, the antagonist is terrible. He's not threatening. He shows up maybe twice and during the whole movie. And when he shows up, it's boring. He doesn't do anything exciting.
Yeah.
All right.
Going to the comments, Lindsay Stoner says, I didn't watch it, but I saw the trailer, and me and my husband both figured that they showed all the best parts in the trailer.
Lindsay, the funniest thing was in the trailer. It was when they open the window and the pee comes in and she goes, I got it in my mouth. And Kevin Hart was like, I got pee on me. I got pee. That literally was the funniest thing in the whole movie. You're right. Like that action scene, like that is so much of that trailer is so much of that one scene where they're driving and they're going to bust the hole through that thing. And honestly, that's the best part of the movie, even though they killed the boss too easy. Like, yeah, you're right. I agree with Lindsay.
You know what made me laugh was that we started putting our recliner seats down at the exact same time because we couldn't get out of that theater fast enough.
Oh, wow.
We were just like...
There was an ending credit scene, by the way, but I didn't watch it. I took off.
We're like, no way, man. No way.
So much for the intrigue of what you guys are going to say here at the end.
No.
It's a bust.
Yeah, it's such a bust. There's no redeeming qualities of this. If you're a Borderlands fan, do not see this. It will break your heart. Like,
wow.
Because honestly, I was really looking forward to this. I played Borderlands a lot. I love the world. I love the characters, equally to how I felt about Fallout. And as much as I love the Fallout series and what they brought to the TV, I was so disappointed in that they weren't able to capture Borderlands and like make me feel that. I was sad.
Yeah, it's a shame because I think this actually could have been one of those things that could have went on. You know, like I think they could have franchised this, but Borderlands 4 and they're making it right now, and you would hope this would have been good, and so they can really push the sell of that game. But I think Stevie will still buy the game, but don't watch not because of this movie. I'm gonna tell you that that's a bust.
Nope.